Hello friends, welcome to the first video in my 12 Days of Christmas series. In this first video, I wanted to do something a little bit different using some pattern vinyl from Glamour Tribe Vinyl, and we're really just going to see how this goes. I wanted to do something that was kind of abstract, pastel, soft, but still fun and still within my normal style, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is use this pattern, like I said, from Glamour Tribe Vinyl, and I'm going to cut out my blob file. I guess that's what I'm calling these. I have this file listed on my website. This design was originally used for a little bit of a blobby cow print design that I created a while ago, but I just obviously used it again, and we're going to use it for this Christmas tumbler. So the tumbler I'm using is a 30-ounce modern curve, and the glitter on it is an amalgamation of a lot of different silver and white glitters. Anytime I'm custom mixing or I have a little bit left over, like glitter from glittering a cup that might be contaminated, I add it to a cup and I just keep like colors together. So that's what this is. This is all of those like silvery white glitters mixed, and I just put them on this cup, and then I added 3 coats of epoxy to the tumbler. So that's where we're starting now. And as you can see, we've got our pattern vinyl little blobbies cut out. I wanted these to be relatively large because I wanted to obviously be able to see the snowflake pattern in the blobs. I didn't want to make them too small and then you lose the whole magic of the image, I guess. So what I'm going to do is take these individually and just place them all over the tumbler, trying to fill up as much space as possible. The glitter you use on your tumbler really doesn't matter. You can do any color you want. You're really only going to see a little bit of it in between your blobs, and the blobs are really like the main star of the show here. That's the main design element, not so much the glitter. Once you have all of your blobs placed, you can go into another coat of epoxy to seal that vinyl in and make sure everything is smooth for our next step. And what we're going to do now is add our outline and our inline. So I've got 2 different sheets of vinyl here. This pink glitter vinyl is from Amazon, and the blue sparkly shattery vinyl is from a company that is not in business anymore. So I will try to find an alternative if I can and link it for you. But this pink glitter vinyl will be linked for you for sure, as long as it's still on Amazon. So I cut out the outlines in that magenta glitter vinyl, and then the lines that are going to go inside the blobs are thinner, and they're out of this blue shatter vinyl. The file comes with all of these outlines and inlines and everything you need to recreate this, so you don't have to do any work in your Cricut Design Space or Silhouette Studio. The file just comes with everything you need. What I'm going to do is save all of these inner blobs that cut out when they were cutting the outlines. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I like making these kind of like abstract blobby cups, so maybe I'll just use them on another design at some point. I don't know. I just didn't want to waste them, so I'm going to use some extra backing from some pattern vinyl that I have sitting around, and I'll just weed out those middle blobs, and then we'll be left with our outlines. Okay, so starting with our outlines, I'm going to use my transfer tape and basically just match the shapes up with each other. This is really flexible glitter vinyl, so if you need to, and you'll see me do this, you can cut some of the edges and reposition it so that everything lines up perfectly. I know it's hard to apply outlines to big shapes, especially when you have epoxy in between your initial shape and then your outline. So don't feel like you can't go in and cut an edge and reposition everything to make it look right, especially once you add epoxy over that. You're not going to see those cut lines. You're not going to know, nobody's going to know where you made those adjustments to make everything line up properly. So again, you'll see me do that with these outlines just to make sure we didn't have anything that looked a little off kilter. Of course, if you want to, another option for this kind of abstract look is to put your outlines and your inlines off. That's a really popular style with this kind of like abstract look, so don't be afraid to try that out and see how it goes. So what I'm going to do first is apply all of my outlines, and once we have those on, we'll move into the thinner blue inlines. I'll be honest, the blue lines were not fun in the slightest to do. I think a lot of it has to do with the vinyl that I chose to use. This vinyl is not flexible. It's really not that easy to work with. And I think also having epoxy in between our layers, having everything on a curved cup, just makes this a little bit more difficult to work with these kind of more fluid shapes. I don't know, but as you can see there, I'm trying to put the inline on and the shape matches. It's just a little bit off. So using this vinyl that's not super flexible, I had a hard time trying to mold the lines around, and that was really easy to do with the glitter vinyl. So I would just recommend using something that is flexible, that you can kind of stretch and mold to wherever you want it to go, and you should be fine. The other issue I had with this, which you will see in just a little bit, is that this vinyl, despite sealing, still wanted to lift and move, and it was like trying to tell me that it just didn't want to be on this tumbler. But I stuck it out. I really had the vision in my head. I thought the blue brought a lot to the design, and I really wanted to keep it on there. So I just stuck with it and fought the vinyl and basically forced it to stay on this cup despite it not wanting to be there. Okay, so once I had all the vinyl on, I did seal all of it with the Adhesive Apothecary binding potion. And like I said, this vinyl did not want to be on this cup. As I was sealing it, it was lifting already, it was moving, it was trying to escape, but I just did my best to push it all down, put that sealer on, let it dry for probably like an hour and a half, and then I added my next coat of epoxy. Now, this first epoxy coat over this vinyl is simply to make sure that we really seal it and that it's not going to move anymore. As you can see, it's giving me a ton of trouble with the sealer, so I'm going to do one layer of epoxy. It's about probably 25 to 30 milliliters, and I'm going to let that cure completely before going right into another coat of epoxy. I'm going to add a little bit of glitter to our snowflake blobs in this next coat of epoxy. If your vinyl, all of your outlines and everything is behaving itself, if it's being nice to you, if it's working out, you can do one coat of epoxy and add your glitter into that coat. You don't have to do a coat, wait for that to dry, and then go into the glitter coat. You can just do one coat of epoxy and do all of these steps in one coat. But like I said, I wanted to make sure that those lines were not going to give me any trouble when I'm adding the glitter to my blob areas. So what I'm going to do is put a nice thin coat of just plain epoxy all over the tumbler, really, really thin. I'm talking maybe 15 milliliters on this 30-ounce tumbler. And then I'm going to take about 5 milliliters of that same epoxy and mix in a little bit of Anastasia from Peachy Olive Glitters. It's a really pretty, kind of like unicorn white chunky. It pulls a little bit of blue, a little bit of pink, and really goes with all of these pastel tones that we've got going on the cup so far. And so I'm going to mix that together, and then I'm going to apply the smallest, tiniest little amount to each blob just to add a little bit of extra sparkle. As I always say, if you don't want to add that extra layer of glitter, you definitely don't have to, but it's a compulsive need for me, you guys. I have to add some sort of glitter somewhere in pretty much every cup that I do. But of course, feel free to do whatever you want. If you don't want to do it, you definitely don't have to. Just make sure when you're doing this step that you are being really, really delicate with your glitter application. You don't want to put so much glitter in those blob areas that you can't see the snowflakes underneath. I think in hindsight, I probably would have done even less glitter than I did here, being conscious of it. So definitely use less than you think you need to use, because just the tiniest bit of glitter will really go a long way in adding that little twinkle to those areas. And the last thing we want to do is like cloud this beautiful vinyl that we've got on our cup. So just keep that in mind as you are doing this step. I'm going to let that epoxy layer cure overnight, and then we'll be ready to add our decal. I'm going to do a double offset for my decal. So for the bottom layer, we're going to actually foil it. So I'm going to use this double-sided adhesive. This one is from Southern Belle Glitter. There's also an Amazon version you can order, so I'll link both of those down below in the description box. And I'm going to cut my bottom layer offset out of that double-sided adhesive vinyl. Then I've got my middle layer, which is just plain white, and then for the top layer, we're going to use that same hot pink, like magenta glitter vinyl that we used for the outlines. So starting with our offset, I'm going to cut around all of this excess space just to kind of get it out of my way. And when I cut this, I cut with a lot of extra pressure, because our goal here is not to cut completely through the backing, but we want to cut through enough that we can just weed this out like a regular decal. We don't want anything around those letters. We just want it to look like a plain cut out vinyl decal. Now I'm going to apply this to my tumbler just like a regular decal. I'm going to use my transfer tape to get it where I want it to be. And one thing that I should have done, I don't know why I did it this opposite way, but I should have weeded out all of those little middle parts in our letters, in between the letters. I should have weeded all of that out before applying the decal to the tumbler, because doing it after that adhesive had already been basically stuck down to the tumbler, it was really hard to get it off. Like I had to go in and like scrape in between all the letters, which was just really dumb of me. So weed your decal, weed everything out before you transfer everything onto your cup, because getting all of those little pieces of adhesive out would be a pain in the you know what. Okay, so once our decal is weeded out and applied to the tumbler, I'm going to remove this protective layer to expose the other side of our adhesive. And then I'm going to take this really pretty ice blue, kind of sparkly holographic foil from Southern Belle Glitter, and I'm just going to place it right over that area where the decal is. Burnish it really well with my vinyl scraper, and that foil is going to stick beautifully to the double-sided adhesive. If you watched my Halloween series, the finale of that series, we kind of used a similar technique, or we definitely used a similar technique. We just wrapped the double-sided adhesive all around the tumbler and then applied our foil in the same way. And you guys, this is my favorite way to apply foil now because you don't have to wait for anything to dry and everything is really nice and precise and crisp. So if you haven't tried this technique, you have to try it because it's really been like a total game changer for me. Isn't that so cute? It's just like the perfect little nice metallic touch to the bottom layer of the decal. And now we can go in and just apply the rest of our decal like normal. You can use transfer tape. You don't have to be super careful. I mean, I would be like a little bit careful with your transfer tape. You don't want to be too aggressive or use a transfer tape that's super duper sticky. You don't want to pull that foil up, but using just the regular transfer tape that I normally use worked totally fine. It didn't pull up any of that foil. I'm going to apply, as always, word by word. I'm going to do the white layer and then we'll move into that magenta glitter layer for the top. And you'll see me as I'm applying this, I'm kind of going to cut the vinyl into pieces. That's just to make sure that we're able to get the offsets and the layers centered with each other, working around the curve of this tumbler. I don't think you'll have to do any of these extra steps if you do this design on just a pure straight cup, but if you're working with a curved tumbler, it's always just a little bit more challenging, so just keep that in mind. Once I have my vinyl decal on, I'm not going to seal it this time. I'm just going to go right into my final coat of epoxy. For my final coat, as always, I'm using the Flynn Sisters Supply Shop Artist Cure Epoxy, and that coat is about 30 milliliters, and once it's cured, we are all done. So here is the final design for this kickoff to the 12 Days of Christmas for 2024. I am so flippin' excited about this series. This is my absolute favorite time of the year. I have so much fun making these videos every year for you all, and I hope you're excited to see all of them. As always, please be sure to let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button too so you don't miss any of my new videos, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Christmas tutorial. All right, I'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching. Love you. Bye.